I'm Cynthia Mulligan at Coroner's Court. It is almost 2 years since police shot and killed Andrew Loku, a man who was holding a hammer and also suffering from mental health issues. Well, today, the inquest jury released 39 recommendations. Now, the Loku family lawyer believes he was killed in part because he was black. And the recommendations suggest the jury believes that too.
The reality is a disproportionate number of black men are dying at the hands of the police, and it's time for that to stop.
This video shows 45-year-old Andrew Loku, who suffered from PTSD, with a hammer in his hand, walking towards police in his apartment hallway. Seconds after he steps out of frame, he was shot to death by Constable Andrew Doyle, who had only been on scene 21 seconds. The officer, who testified he had almost no experience interacting with black men, said he feared for his life. He was cleared by the Special Investigations Unit of any wrongdoing. After listening to weeks of testimony, the jury came in with 39 recommendations. A key one, according to the Black Action Defense Committee, is the one that calls for police to get training on bias and anti-black racism.
It's the first inquest where anti-black racism has been addressed throughout the recommendations.
But will those recommendations be implemented? A year-long study by the Innocence Project suggests they won't. The group examined 39 inquests into police shootings involving people with mental health issues that led to hundreds of recommendations and concluded not one has been adopted by the province. Despite the odds, though, there is still optimism.
I'm actually feeling like that his death was hopefully not in vain. That, when we are talking about potentially avoiding similar situations, that this will go towards doing what the inquest purpose was.
There may be the right climate, they argue, for change to come. A recent review of the Special Investigations Unit recommended greater transparency in the police oversight body. The Police Services Act, which guides policing across the province, is also under review. And there is the power of Black Lives Matter. The activist group brought Loku's death to the forefront, even making the Premier come out of Queen's Park to talk to them. The Black Action Defense Committee is promising more protests and legal action if these new recommendations aren't implemented within a year.
We intend to ensure that all these recommendations are implemented and that they're not sitting on the shelves like other inquests.
Now, other recommendations include for all frontline officers to have tasers. Now, the jury also found that Loku's death was a homicide. However, in a coroner's court, it's a far different definition than in a criminal one. In a coroner court, it simply means that a person died at the hands of another. It does not reflect culpability.